this Trump hush money trial. All the 12 jurors were already selected. They were working on selecting replacements, which I believe is either done or about to be done. Um, there is no one who absolutely believes that Donald Trump is going to get a fair trial. And I have some friends, hardcore Democrats, that all they're doing is actually laughing about it. Like they can't wait to see, because they're expecting a circus to come out. They're expecting a conviction to come out. I looked at the names. I went through the background of every single one of the jurors, at least the information that has been presented. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, all you need is one juror to turn around and say, this doesn't make any sense, and the case will go nowhere. But I mean, that's the if it was based on hope, I'm gonna tell you, it's not looking pretty. In addition to that, I also want to cover the fact that because he's not able to go too far, meaning that he's got to stay in the place, because otherwise this judge has made it very clear that he's gonna have him arrested.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, what is he doing? He's going to the boroughs. He ended up going to where nobody expected him to go to, right into the heart of the Bronx. Went into that specific bodega where that guy who trying to save his own life ended up stabbing the guy who was trying to kill him and rob him. And the guy ended up doing time. Eventually, they had to release him, and he's now back in Dominican Republic, is my understanding. But my point to you is, Trump said, you know what? I'm going there. And Jason, I mean, you're there. I'm going to tell you, the energy.
Jason's having cigars with Trump.
From a distance. I mean, I don't know if you were there chanting and hanging out with a group of people who were there. I mean, it's okay. Pictures are going to come out. You know what I mean? I know that you kept saying independent for a reason. You know what I mean? It's okay.
Let me go ahead.
But the energy.
Yeah.
The energy. The fact of the matter is that people were excited, making the argument that, listen, we're with you, we love you, we like this is got to have the Democrat Party in a state of panic right now, just to see things like that.
I think so, 100%. I look at it like this, and there's a lot of hypocrisy here. There's a whole lot of hypocrisy. If let's say you're saying to yourself, you know what, this guy did something wrong. This guy just he needs to go through the proper proceedings in order to be convicted of this, that, and the other. Well, great. Well, if you're a Republican and Democrat, you should have the same viewpoint. And if you see injustice being happening, well, then no matter if you like the guy or not, if that is your main focus, if that is who you are as an individual, well, then you should be focusing on fairness for this side as well as the other side, right? But there's a lot of contradictions taking place here, and I think people are realizing that. I think people are seeing that there's a huge contradiction going on here. And when I tell you, I have a lot of friends, have a lot of people who are like, you know what, Jason, they don't say it publicly, but they'll confide in me and be like, you know what, I kind of like the guy. I see he's not being treated fairly. I'm probably going to vote for him. And these are people who are hardcore Democrats that are seeing injustice and saying, you know what, I might have to vote for this guy. So yes, there is definitely an excitement and change here going on.
Lorena, can I tell you something? I mean,
sympathy is just a beautiful blessing, huh?
Lorena, let me tell you one of the common statements that I keep hearing over and over again. There's a lot of people that, for whatever reason, they always felt that the system never treated them properly, never treated them fairly. And they are literally saying, they say, I couldn't relate to Donald Trump. Here you have a guy who's a billionaire, successful, married to supermodel, beautiful, daughter, handsome children, you know what I mean? Guys, you look at even his youngest son right now, this guy, you don't know, taller than his father. I mean, this kid, I don't know what's going to happen with this kid. It's like, you have a lot of people that are saying there's no way in hell I can relate to Donald Trump. I couldn't until now, because the same way that I didn't think that the system was ever going to be to my favor, that was going to be fair to me, that was going to treat me. Now I'm looking at this guy being poorly treated by the system. What's your take on that? Is that something that's a legitimate? I mean, people are connecting to this man.
Well, right now there's a whole lot of relatability. You know, we've all been at the receiving side of a ticket that you're like, I was not spinning. You know, we've all been at the parking ticket. I just left my car there for a minute. Like, and by the way, I'm comparing it to a parking ticket just because. By the way, I can kind of. I've been to New York a couple of times and I managed to have like 10 freaking tickets. It was like ridiculous. So you guys are intense for the wrong rules. You know, it's like sense of relatability that I don't think anybody has right now when it comes to any politician, really. Like, think about it. These guys, they're able to they do insider trading and they don't get penalized for it. You know, poor Martha Stewart, you know, that's a 19 crimes bottle of Chardonnay out on the becoming an advocate of that wine. But you know what I mean? Like, that girl spent time. She wore an orange suit, you know, but politicians, somewhere, somehow, they have like, what is it? The guy that have money in his clothes and like he's still just kind of like hanging out.
Menendez.
I don't get that. So the fact that everybody can, man, they're treating this guy just like they treat us. Their sympathy is such a, you know, and it's something that I'm glad the Democratic Party doesn't realize what they're doing is they're just egging on the sympathy. I'll tell you this though, there are some people and I'm looking forward to seeing them in the closet because Jason basically described, by the way, I've been in the closet. Closet is a terrible place. You know, come out already, you know, for a couple of you guys that are listening that you're like, I kind of sympathize and go at it. We need you. We need your voice. We need you to be vocal.
You being one,
feels,
you can recognize one. Is that what you're saying?
What was that?
You can recognize one where they hiding. Is that what it is?
100. I have a gator. You have no idea.
Oh no.
I also have.
Talking about politics, though, right? Don't make it weird now, okay?
So, but I tell you this: it felt for the longest time. You know how people will like just go for a team just because that's their team. Like a lot of people are like Miami Dolphin fans, and it's like, why? You know what I mean? Or different teams like that. I don't know much about football, but I know that everybody bullies the people that are Miami Dolphin fans. And it kind of, and they'll die hard. They'll go, and the team will be on a losing streak. And no matter what happened, they will be like buying all of the clothes and all of the attire and all of that stuff. It's the same thing that is happening with political parties. So the whole sense, so it became an identity, funny enough, and it didn't, and I think logic left.